climb up the truck!
We're alive, but we're dead. Full slide down.
He puts the 11 car into the wall here.
Oh, you're wrecking me!
Will he fight for the lead lap or we let him
Oh,
go?
that's it!
Went back green over the...
All hacks have broken loose here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, on a wonderful Friday evening. It's been a little bit, I'll admit that. But alongside me today is Sky here. Sky.
Hello.
So again, I welcome you all here from Team Penske headquarters, slash FBR headquarters, here on this wonderful evening. I'm excited, so let's hop right into it. So I guess we'll start off with D2. If you're in the Discord, you might already know. Congrats to our Season 1 Xfinity Champion, Terry, for our winning the Xfinity Championship. So, congrats to Terry. A long-fought battle. Lot of cautions in the beginning. Really a lot. So, yeah, it was really... it was competitive, to say the least. So yeah, it all came down to a great finish, with Rex, not being able to win the race due to too many wall taps. And Sky, yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I feel it was fair. You know, he had been given enough warnings about it. I feel it was fair, and Terry definitely deserved it. Both of them deserved it.
Oh yeah, but all the drivers made it to the Final Four. Not to boost or anything, but yeah, everyone really deserved it. We've worked so hard for all of this, and it really all came down to one race, and that was Phoenix. So again, congrats to Terry on that, on the 5,000 Robux, and a chapter in our history of, hopefully, our long history of the RSCRA. So we're gonna go ahead right into tomorrow and Sunday's topics. Trucks and ARCA. Trucks and ARCA finally get the spotlight. With Truck beginning its chase tomorrow at Dover, which will be a really exciting race to watch. Dover being such the hard track it is, and really conquer. No wonder why they call it the Monster Mile.
Yeah. Dover has a lot of like the corner entry and exits are really high up. It's really hard to hit that perfect line, so it should be fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it'll be really fun to watch indeed, especially with this being the first race of the playoffs. Sky, you've been in that position. Well, we both have. The first race of the playoffs. How do you think the truck drivers can handle all this pressure on them for the first race?
I'll tell you what I did for the first race of the playoffs. I wasn't focusing too hard on the win. Don't get me wrong, win would be nice. But more so just finishing in the right spot just to advance to the next round.
Yeah, and as you can see in front of me here, 3 Team Penske cars. Yeah, they've came a long way. Really could make a name for themselves in the beginning, but all of them, however, advancing to the playoffs. Well, I guess you could say Plasma did make a name for themselves. Not who am I kidding? They all made a name for themselves. They're going 1, 2, 3 in the regular season. Halo almost taking the regular season point championship, but falling only 4 points short of his teammate Plasma. And then Para, who came up from ARCA and is really showing who he is, showing his stuff, you know, especially with the young gun being from ARCA. So yeah, he's done pretty good this year, I'll give him that. Does he have enough to prove his worth though, however?
I don't really know. Like, he definitely has to prove himself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone,
Yeah,
the truck series is about making
yeah.
names.
I don't know if he like. I don't think he's gonna win the championship.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna win the championship?
I don't think either one of the ARCA drivers, him or Glitch, are gonna win the championship. I think they'll get close, but I don't think they're gonna be able to finish it off. Maybe they'll both win a race or two. I think Para might win a race before the end of the season, but I don't think they'll be able to win it, or even maybe get to the final four. I think they'll get pretty close.
Oh yeah, it probably will get very close. Again, going back to the three of them, top three in the playoffs. With 12th being Zub Z coming only in with 18 points. No, Sky, that tells me that not much were active during the regular season, considering that there's only 18 points to 12th place's name, Zub Z. And do you think of the lack of activity, do you think that will impact the drivers?
Well, here's the thing. It seems like for me, what I've noticed, people that are in the playoffs have been pretty active. The people that didn't make it were just inactive. So I think it won't really. I don't think it will really impact it much because it seems like almost everyone in the playoffs are fairly active. You know, 90% of the races.
Oh yeah, so it's really the activity does give you practice, but how much practice do you think is needed?
Depends on the track, more so. Dover, again, since it's such a tough track, I'd say they should be getting in a good chunk of practice. And definitely, like, later in the rounds, I think they should be putting in more practice just to help secure that they know what they're doing and get in.
Yeah, and so really, the first round is all about learning who your opponents are and how aggressive they're going to be throughout the rest of the playoffs. So, again, good luck to those drivers in the playoffs. Dover's a tough track. They don't call it the Monster Mile for nothing. So, hopefully, you know, they'll make a name for themselves. They're all, pretty talented drivers. With hopefully a future for them, you know, in D2, possibly.
Yep, and I can, by the way, confirm that a special boy is going to be in the field tomorrow. Your, D2 champion.
Anyways!
Is gonna be subbing.
Let's get
For a driver, so they'll get to prove themselves against him as well.
Yeah, so they'll, if they could beat Terry, then they could beat really anyone in D2. So again, it'll be very exciting.
Not bad, but they could beat a good few people.
I can name a few. Anyways, so yeah, enough of D3. Good luck to all of you guys competing tomorrow. To whoever's watching, make a name for yourselves. Go out there, show them who they are. Who is Terry subbing for? I seen that question in the chat. Do you know who he's subbing for, Sky?
Well, so there was Lee is who he's subbing for. I was originally going to be the sub. There was a change of things. Now Terry's going to be the one driving it.
Oh, so
There you go.
changing plans here. So Lee will not be racing tomorrow. Not too many people like Lee. I'll just put it out there right now. I know you're in the chat, Lee, but I'm just gonna say not too many people are fond of you. So hopefully you could fix that during the playoffs, make some friends, a nice cup of cocoa with them, and make a name for yourself too. So yeah, enough of
He didn't work.
yeah. It's a work in progress. Alright, we're not gonna call anyone out here, except I just did. So going to D4, heading to Talladega tomorrow. I just took a big gulp. This is gonna be an interesting track. Talladega for D4, man. Yikes. D4 could barely compete at an intermediate track, and now we're sending them off to a super speedway into the wolves of the forest. Sky, what are your opinions early on this race?
I think it's gonna be a mess. I'm just gonna get ARCA. They get some good races in, don't get me wrong. But even like D2 has been sloppy on super speedways. D1 has been really the only good one. So I think it's just gonna be a mess.
Yeah, I frankly think it will be a mess too. So, how do you think the ARCA drivers are gonna be able to compete if it's this big of a mess?
Find your teammates, work with whoever you can, work with the people around you, avoid the wrecks, and be probably not first, but like second or third on coming to the last lap.
Yeah, you want to make sure. Well, me being the Brad Keselowski of Talladega, you want to make sure you're in a position at the end of the race where you can get a good draft and a good run, and you gotta wait till the last second to put out a line. And for some very wise words of a man, you gotta wait till the last second to put out a line, and you gotta make sure you have the run secured, and you have to be able to get to his core pound at least. Because if he tries to block you, he's already done. He's already into the wall, into the air goes Newman. So, sorry, I should have made that joke. Anyways, so yeah, you have to really be able to be in a good position to be able to win the race. You have to be in a good position, really in the white flag, because it gets aggressive up there in the last lap. It really does. In the front of the pack, it gets aggressive. And so, if they're going to be aggressive to you, you got to be aggressive right back. You cannot let them, your opponents, I should say, control your race, alright? I know it's a super speedway, you can wreck easily, but you can't, you just frankly cannot be pushed around.
Yeah, it's going to be important to just be aggressive.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Joey Logano or Chase Elliott.
Yeah, don't pull any chop blocks. And speaking of aggressive, some people you don't want to be aggressive to is your teammates, because your teammates are going to be a lot of help. And oh yeah, they're going to be a lot of help, especially if bump drafting you want to plow a line. Then you gotta wait. You gotta, yeah, you better hold on. Yeah, you better hope you have some good teammates. And if those teammates aren't good, then have fun trying to tandem draft with you and the carbon dioxide. Anyways, now we're gonna go ahead and interview Lee from D3. Lee, do you have us? Lee.
But muted me, so I muted myself. Yeah. So obviously, I know a thing or two about streaming. I love to help out the streams and stuff. So yeah, and I could hear myself echoing. So I don't know whose mic that is. But okay, yeah. So a few things I'd like to say is obviously I know I'm the infamous driver on the server. I have some not so good issues, and that is a good thing. So I was gonna race, but it was on Friday. Rex messed it up, but yeah. Today, tomorrow's Dover. A bit of an insight for Dover as I've been practicing the track on the truck cars. It seems like if you go look at it, it's gonna be an interesting race because it is very, very, very hard to keep it clean. It's gonna seem like because of how banked these walls are and how like fast you're going, but how slow you need to be going, and especially with drafts and like pushing and stuff, it's gonna be an interesting race to see how these drivers cope. I was really curious to know from Alex why they created Dover to make it the first playoff race, because it seems like it really tests the skill. So I was wondering it should have been like possibly even the last race, like of the entire playoffs, because it just takes so much skill to actually win there. Just like some of these other tracks, like so yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm really upset I can't drive it. I'm just too late. I have a hockey game at 8:30 and I need to leave at 7, like 10, so it's kind of unfortunate. I guess I'm lucky Terry is running for me. But yeah, I was looking forward to it. I was really looking forward to making sure that I can actually show that I've actually learned some stuff, because I've been trying to learn a thing or two about NASCAR rules and how to actually keep it clean, because before I was just a nobody and I didn't know anything. So yeah. What are your thoughts on Dover? I'm wondering, because I think the D2's race there.
D2 hasn't actually. I don't think D2 did race there actually. Not while I was riding this, but from the practice it was pretty good.
Yeah, because I could tell that, especially on a D2 car, or Xfinity car, they're the same, right? I think, or are they different slightly?
Yeah.
They're the same. So yeah, it would probably be very hard to run at Dover due to just same, right?
The
High horsepower. So yeah, I think that the track itself possibly might change from what it seems like, as Alex has done some modifications to it. But I do feel that it is going to whittle out the weak people, and the person who wins this race is going to truly deserve it. So yeah, it's going to be probably one of the better races that the truck guys have ever had. So make sure you guys tune into that.
Yeah, thank you for the promotion. I feel like we're the ones being interviewed here by Lee.
Yeah, now we're being interviewed.
Yeah. Now, Lee, I'm gonna ask you some questions. So, Lee,
Yeah.
who do you think your biggest competitor is in the playoffs? Who do you think is gonna be the one that you have to look out for most?
Yeah, I think my biggest competitor is going to sound pretty cocky, but I think it's myself, because I feel like I have the pace to be the fastest, but I just don't have the knowledge, and I'm really not sure what I wasn't sure before what I needed to do to scope out a win, because obviously it's over 60 to 90 laps, or maybe Dover might be more because it's quite a short track. I think it's about, 30-40 seconds, if I'm correct? Is it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Lap wise, it's 90 laps for you guys.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting, but yeah, I think if I was myself over this playoffs, I guess I'm lucky to get Terry to sub for me. Obviously, I really didn't want that, as I wanted to do it myself, but I do feel that my biggest competitor is either going to be Halo or myself, as I've talked to Halo quite a bit. I was in the VC the other day with him talking, and yeah, he's a good driver. We know that, obviously. He has the most points, and he's consistent day in and day out, and that's something that in trucks you don't see often. I feel as well, Dominic, Keeper, whatever, my boy, if he is able to actually come to the races, because it's like 1 a.m. for him, he is a driver that is scary, that will take people by surprise, because the few races he raced in, he finished very high, and people underestimate him a lot. But yeah, he's a great driver, and yeah, that's really it. So, if you have any more.
Any questions?
Yeah. Well, I was waiting for you to interview me, but I was kind of giving my thoughts on Dover, but yeah.
Alright, well, regarding the, your previous, black flags and stuff, how are you planning to fix that throughout the playoffs? And do you think you'll get too many more?
Yeah, I think the thing that, the issue with my black flags was mainly just, I think I was pushing too hard. I think what I didn't realize was that it's a long race. You don't want to ruin your chances of me getting. Sometimes you just got to sit back and be patient, and I think that's what I didn't have. Getting work.
That's really the most important thing that these drivers have to realize, especially for like your divisions too. Don't waste your chances early on, because you're just going to get it's just going to get taken right back. So yeah, like you said, conserve up, and then make a power push at the end.
Yeah, a lot of it, Dover, it's going to be something, especially, well, I'm really upset I can't race, because it's going to be a really fun track. Make sure to tune in. But, so, the thing about Dover is that it's very heavy on tires, so if your tires aren't 100%, you're not going to be able to take these corners at the speed that you need to, so then you're going to get caught out, so it's going to be interesting to see how these guys do that. But yeah, it's all about basically just having good strategy, because that's something that some races, it doesn't matter at all, because you'll just pit under caution. But like the last race in Michigan, we're not going to talk about that too much, but it was green all-time round, and people had to pit for the first time under a green flag, which is something that no one had ever done, and it caused a lot of disaster, as you had cars getting lapped, and it was coming down to the wire, but then I killed myself. And so yeah, I feel like just to get these black flags out of the way, I just have to rely on my pace, because like I said, the pace is there, but the knowledge isn't, so I just have to be patient and just do what I do best, which is just drive in a circle.
What you do best, drive in a circle.
Yes, well,
Well, thank you, Lee. I appreciate the interview.
Yes.
So
I'm very
thank you.
grateful to be part of this league that presses A on a keyboard.
Anyway, so
Okay, I'm sorry.
yeah, thank you, Lee.
That-
So we appreciate your time here, and again, thank you for begging to have an interview.
Oh yeah,
Anyways, now he's server muted. What a guy! Can be hated by a lot, but can be friends with a lot. So, kind of feel bad now, but we have to get the show moving. All right. Also, quick announcement: you can go ahead and vote for the Xfinity Award ceremony. Date is not set yet, but go ahead and start voting. The form is in the chat, so make sure you go take a peek at that if you haven't already done so. Yeah, so the awards, we don't have an exact date for yet, but multiple awards will be handed out, especially as having a good time and yeah, celebrating the season that everyone's had. And you know, D2, it was a good season, alright, and I'll admit that. It was very emotional at the end, 'cause, you know, we didn't get what we wanted here, Sky. Don't worry, we're in the same boat here, man. But it was a great season. We improved on so much, and I'm proud of all of the D2 drivers for that, including me. We obviously weren't getting anywhere in the beginning, but as we progressed on, you know, we learned to have green flag pit stops. We learned just how to race. You know, we learned how to race better. And so that's an accomplishment all by itself to D2. If there is an award for the most improvement in the division, from an umpire's perspective, I really would give it to D2 because of how much we've improved. We went from a god-awful Chicago race and eventually to an amazing championship race where so many things had improved, especially the technology and everything, which again preps to the development team for that. So it's including our own Alex and really everyone. It was a great season. Sad to see that end, but now when the door closes, open another, because that's how doors work, idiots.
Dang, alright. You're not wrong.
Anyways, folks, I think that's gonna do it for us here at RSCRA Fastlane. If you want to tune in tomorrow and Sunday for Trucks and D4, because they got the spotlight. Trucks and ARCA, Trucks, Dover, ARCA, at I can't say the word. You say it.
Talladega.
Talladega. So, no offense to ARCA, but you guys, I would practice at a super speedway if I were you guys now.
Damn.
But again, thank you all for tuning in. Please tune in tomorrow. Have some fun with us. With I believe me and another bride. I will probably be here tomorrow commentating, hopefully, because it's gonna be a great race, and I know that. Dover is a good track, and I know the truck drivers will give us one heck of 90 miles. 90 miles. I don't know. I feel like that seems short. Like, imagine if we had longer races. How would that turn out? Like 100% races.
Oh lord. Oh god. No.
90 miles tomorrow at Dover Super Speedway. My Dover Motor Speed. Imagine if Dover was a super speedway. Can you believe that? Probably.
It just needs a little more banking.
Just a little bit more banking. And then ARCA Talladega for the Duke's Mayonnaise 100 for I believe I want to say around 170 miles, I believe. Both race qualifying at 6:30 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. Eastern is the race for both races. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it here. From us here at the from us here at RSCRA, we thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night, everyone.
They're looking free right behind him! Start up the track!
We're alive, but we're sick. Full slide
Oh,
down.
he puts the 11 car into the wall here.
Oh, you're wrecking me!
Will he fight for the lead lap or will we let him?
Oh, that's it!
Went back green over the.
All hacks have broken loose here.